Let's begin. It says Arya arrives at Winterfell. Dany torches a few Westerosi lords with her dragons, which include Sam Tarly's father and brother. Tyrion dissuades Dany from attacking King's Landing directly with her dragons, for fear of killing lots of civilians. Jaime and Bronn and a Lannister army are ambushed, probably mid-season, by Dany, the Dothraki, and her dragons, as they are marching back from Highgarden. The Lannister army is then defeated, and Jaime is almost killed by the dragons, only to be saved by Bronn. Jon realizes the only way to get Westeros to work together to fight the White Walkers is to get a live specimen of a White to show to everyone. So let's go back to the beginning and start breaking this stuff down. It says Arya arrives at Winterfell. I absolutely believe Arya will make it back to Winterfell. I think most of us have been waiting for this day for quite some time now, because personally, I got bored with her story in Braavos. To me, it felt like they were just treading water with her there, as they were setting up other stories, waiting for the right time to be able to bring Arya back into the mix. But thankfully, while she was there, she did learn how to defend herself and become a faceless assassin. So we last saw Arya at the Twins, when she killed Walder Frey and his two sons. So she already has covered a lot of ground on her way back home, which is where she told Jaqen H'ghar she was going. And with Arya's current location, I think it leaves her story with many possibilities and opportunities to go in several interesting directions. So for those of you that got bored with her story in Braavos like I did, I don't think there's any reason to worry, because from here on out, I think Arya's story arc can be one of the most interesting ones if done right. And I have been looking forward to seeing her back in Westeros. That way her story can start to intertwine with some of my other favorite characters. And where she is currently at on the map, I think we are about to start seeing just that. And I think Arya is about to run into several characters that are still on her hit list, making her story one of the most anticipated ones to see next season. At least that's the way I feel. And you can see in my other video that I made about Arya, some of these reunions she will more than likely have as she heads home. So I definitely believe this part of the leak is true. But this is one of the more obvious things to guess, so let's move on. And it says, Dany torches a few Westerosi lords with her dragons, which include Sam Tarly's father and brother. Now this part of the leak is beginning to appear like it's going to come true as well. Originally, I didn't believe it, but photos are coming out that show Randyll Tarly's forces fighting side by side with the Lannisters, as they are defending themselves from the Dothraki, the Unsullied, and then Dany's dragons. And I have yet to see any evidence of Daenerys being there filming this scene, nor have I seen any photos of them setting up any green screens on this battlefield to film the dragon scenes. But it is still early in the filming process, and everything else that is building up for this dragon attack is being confirmed from the leaked photos. So I have no reason to dispute that the rest of this won't happen. But it looks like Randyll Tarly isn't going to have that much of an effect on the current main story. We may not even have time to see him look for Sam and his sword Heartsbane, because it appears like he's going to get wiped out pretty quick. But I wonder what this means for Sam. If his father and brother do die, then does that leave him the rights to Hornhill? Now, I don't really see Sam living there, but I don't see him going back to Castle Black either. Once that wall comes down, Castle Black and the Night's Watch are going to cease to exist, which you can see in this other video I made about the two. So let me know what you guys think about what the future of Sam's story could be when his father and brother die. But let's move forward. It says Tyrion dissuades Dany from attacking King's Landing directly with dragons for fear of killing lots of civilians. Now, there's been no evidence of this yet, but I can see why Tyrion would advise this. Even though I think Tyrion hates King's Landing and the people living there, if Daenerys wants to continue to win over the hearts and minds of the people, then she certainly can't destroy everyone living where she wants to rule. And I don't think Dany wants to have the same reputation her father had either, which is burning everyone in sight and be remembered as the Mad Queen. Deep down, Tyrion has a good heart anyway, so I think it's obvious he wouldn't want to see innocent people get cremated. But it also says Jaime and Bronn and the Lannister army are ambushed mid-season by Dany, the Dothraki, and her dragons. And while Jaime, Bronn, and their forces are marching back from High Garden, that's when the Lannister army gets defeated, and Jaime is almost killed by the dragons, but Bronn comes in and saves the day. So this battle appears to be taking place in the leaked photos, but I have yet to see Jaime or Bronn in any kind of trouble. But one thing I'm wondering is, when Dany defeats the Lannister army and torches the Tarlys, what is she going to do with Jaime and Bronn? When Bronn saves Jaime, is she just going to allow them to get away? Or will she then take both of them prisoner and use them to negotiate with Cersei? Personally, I would love to see Tyrion talk Jaime into joining Daenerys' cause and support her. But obviously, Jaime is still knee-deep in love with Cersei, so it may not be likely. But it's just something I would love to see. I'd love to see Jaime and Tyrion back together. But I wonder if Jaime and Bronn are able to escape somehow, though. Even though their forces are defeated, and they now may be surrounded by Dothraki and the Unsullied, is there a way for them to escape? I think this scene could get pretty damn crazy. But let's go over the last part of this episode where it says Jon realizes the only way to get Westeros to work together to fight the White Walkers is to get a live specimen of a white to show to everyone. Now, there hasn't been much evidence that they are filming this scene yet, but in Northern Ireland, they are beginning to create a set with massive green screens and a frozen pond with an island in the center, which is where Jon and his team of inglorious bastards could get attacked by the Night's King and the reported 300 whites as they're trying to get south of the wall while they've been up there hunting Nazis. And I know this part of the leak got the most hate, it seems. People thought this was too unrealistic or too dangerous or too stupid, etc. And those people might be right, but I think once again, if done right, I think they could pull this off and make this mission one of the most intense and high stakes situations during Season 7. But one thing about this group of characters Jon's going to take with him, I think Gendry may actually be a liability. He may know how to make swords, but we know he has no idea how to swing one, which Arya made very clear when she made fun of him seasons ago. So taking Gendry on this mission is pretty damn risky. Even if he has his father's warhammer, if he has no idea how to swing the thing, taking him to try to capture some whites is pretty dangerous. Taking this small team is risky, period. I think the chances of Jon coming across one white by itself isn't very likely. They usually travel in packs or even in the size of an army. So I would hope if Jon does do this, he would take more than just a few men. So let me know what you guys think about this leaked episode. What do you think about these different parts of it? Does it still seem unrealistic to you guys, or are some of you starting to believe the photos and the reports like I am? Because by the look of the photos, to me, it appears like most of these things are definitely going to take place next season. But I want your guys' thoughts and opinions on it. So comment below. And I want to thank you guys for taking your time out of your day to listen to me. I appreciate your guys' support, all your positive comments. I enjoy keeping the conversation going after I post a video. So thank you guys for that. And I'll see you next time when I post episode 5. Thanks, guys. Bye.